You're on your way to her mother's funeral,
Right.
and it
Oh my
dings,
God,
and she's
I
like,
have
"You
to.
Oh, that's
better."
a uDisc commercial if
For
I've ever heard of
sure.
it.
It's on the wish list, babe.
Yeah,
it's on the wish list.
It's on the wish list. You know,
You promised.
she's gonna be dead forever. We're only gonna be here once.
Holy shit.
That's what disc golf
It writes
commercials need.
itself.
Yeah.
So dark, so fast.
And welcome back to Unstable Discourse,
Yeah.
Yeah, son.
Nice.
episode 4 of the front 9 of season Quattro.
There you go. That is what it is.
After much debate, it took a while to figure out what episode we were on.
We got it.
Yeah, a little brain fart. We
We
got
can
that.
count. So you would think that we're going to play nerdy games tonight,
Nope.
but you'd be mistaken.
I'm on the mic. I'm not wearing a robe. I don't have a fake beard.
Yeah, he
That
is
was
fully
you?
clothed.
You don't have
That-
a
Wait.
staff
Wait.
You didn't
with chains.
That makes sense.
Wait.
Yeah. No, that was me.
Oh, shit.
Son of a...
The anticipation of you coming down the stairs was hysterical.
There was a 50-50 chance that even though we're not playing the back half of D&D tonight, I was still going to show up in character. I was considering bringing the robe and the fake beard.
I'm glad you did
You would have
not.
made Brian grab his real beard. Because he'd be like, wait.
What?
No.
Just talk like that from now on.
Yeah.
That Gandalf inflection.
Gandalf the J.
voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, last episode was a wild ride. Huge props to the Deucer and Gandalf the J.
Thank you.
Surpassed our wildest expectations.
Totally.
And a lot of the listeners, I got to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
nothing
Getting a lot
but
of
good
feedback.
comments. Yeah.
Loved hearing it.
We're going to make a pretty standard return to our typical format today.
Yes.
Sheila has deuced again. Awesome format for this episode. There it goes.
There it is.
Sploosh.
As far as I know, she deuces once a day. I mean,
That's healthy, I think.
Yeah.
Girls don't deuce. Sorry.
no. Yeah.
They don't
Right.
do
I
that.
forgot. I forgot.
I'm like a three to four times a day kind of person.
Good for you.
I don't know if that is good. I don't know.
Let it out. I
It
mean,
is.
Better out
Yeah.
than in.
better out than in. There's
No,
more room
That's
out
true.
than in, dog.
That's for damn sure.
Something in, something out.
I
If you
know
eat
that's
3
your
times a day,
theory. Yeah.
you should go to the bathroom 3 times a day.
No, that
Okay.
makes sense.
I mean, you're wrong, but I hear you.
Let's tell the listeners what's going to happen on this episode.
Yeah.
So we have the title of this episode is Destination Penetration.
Yeah, it is.
We're going to be talking about we're talking about destination disc golf.
You know what
courses.
the funniest thing is that Jason did not come up
No,
with that idea.
no.
Yeah.
I would love to take the credit for it, but that wasn't me.
Literally, when I saw the show notes, I went, Jason.
Yeah, nope.
No,
Wasn't me this
all
time.
Sheila. So we're going to talk about destination disc golf courses. I think like disc golf vacations. There's some cool news about Paul Macbeth and Dylan Cease we're going to cover, and we are going to see the return of a really beloved segment that we did last season. I don't know if the listeners loved it as much as we did, but it doesn't matter.
I thought it was great.
We
Yeah, it was
It
loved
was
it.
super fun. My
Yeah,
expectations were low, and they were exceeded in the best way.
Merch Madness is back. Are we calling it Merch Madness?
No, we're calling it Destination Penetration. It's Merch Madness,
Same format.
Destination Penetration.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we have in the theme of March Madness, we have a elimination style bracket
Yes.
of destination courses, and Sheila has laid out a game, if you will.
I mean,
Yeah.
so I took the top 16 free courses that uDisc published. So they're 1 to 100 for 2023. I took the top 16 free courses and decided to focus on the free courses because that's what a lot of us are used to dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean and I know how that works since the Canyons is a free course, and we know
Yeah.
like how much more work goes into.
I mean, we've talked about how not skewed in a bad way, but like you could clearly see that at the top of those 100 best courses in the world, it's all of the private courses that have private funding, and of course they're able to do more because they're not on shoestring budgets. So the closest thing that we have is Delwood, and Delwood is a free course. So we decided it was best to showcase all those people that are also at the top of that list, but are doing it on shoestring budgets more.
Very cool.
More than
And
likely.
probably sharing their space with regular park goers and
Totally.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
other events.
Spoiler, is Delwood on the list?
It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Elwood's there.
Okay, we're gonna.
So the whole
okay.
bracket idea is we're going to read you these courses, and then you pick the one that you think would be the best to travel to.
Sick.
And I have not seen the list, but I was at the shop while Sheila was doing it, and she was just giggling to herself
Yes.
while she was doing it. So I can't wait to hear some of these
Yeah,
descriptions.
because, when I go on vacation, I want to know the other things that are around to do. So you're not only playing disc golf, you got to
Totally.
check out the sites. So
Some other things,
Some other things. By the way, I forgot to mention, I'm Alex Seminary of Disc Golf Chicago.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
for
Hey,
bringing that
hey,
up.
hey.
Hey, buddy, how are
Hey,
you?
bud.
Hi.
Guess who else is here?
Who else is here?
We got a little Ryan Fancher of Unstable Disc Golf Gear.
Me, baby.
Hey, buddy, it's good to see you too.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
We got
Aw.
a dash of Sean Callahan of Delwood Disc Golf.
Saw dog.
We got a pinch of Jason Callahan.
Just a pinch.
That's all you need
Yep.
from Bag of Tricks Entertainment
That's what I still work for.
and Delwood Disc Golf
For
and
now.
Delwood and Dragons.
Yeah, and Delwood and Dragons. That's right.
And of course, the Deucer, Queen of the Canyons, Sheila Callahan.
Team Black, co-captain.
Oh,
That's right.
Shit.
Whoa!
Yeah.
it's coming up.
New shit has come to light.
Yep.
She kidnapped herself, dude.
Her life was in your hands.
All right, before we get to all those fun things you guys have planned, I say we talk a little bit about things we're fired up about.
Fired up.
Jesus.
All right.
Wow.
Just,
I'm going to have to metalize that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those beats.
The double bass.
Little double bass.
Yep. I got it.
Fired up.
All right, who's got the most fired up? Who's got the most fire inside right now?
I have two-parter. They're quick, I promise. Numero uno is I am playing in my first tournament in about a year and a half this upcoming Sunday. By the time they're listening, it will be in the past. But
By the time they have listened, that
Yes.
he would have come in second place only to me.
you. Okay.
Correct.
Who else is playing with you guys in that division? I know
There's
MA40 is
two of
no
us.
joke.
So there's two of us in the division.
I'm on airplane mode, so I can't look.
There are 16 players
You must
in
have
MA40.
16 now?
16 players in
I
MA40.
knew it was a healthy division.
Did he add spots?
I don't know, but there are 16 now.
No shit.
I never signed us up.
There were some people
so
on the
I don't
wait
know.
list. So first tournament in a year and a half. Last one was at Highland.
The funk.
The Funk, Corey's Funk that he did back in 2021. I played that, played really well. I mean, it was a shorter safari track. Really looking forward to it. It was a little kismet situation. I was talking with Austin No Cap at the shop about spots being available on MPO. Saw that there were spots and I registered Ryan and I, so now we're going to play.
Do you want to know who you're playing against?
Yes, I do.
Adam Ritz, Alex Hahn, Bradley J.
Johnson.
Johnson.
Got it. Brian Kidder, James
Ooh.
Lotwine,
Ooh.
John Andrus,
Mhm.
Johnny Harrison,
Whoa.
Mikey Z, Phil Mulder,
Ooh.
Ryan Fancher,
Hmm.
Ryan
Bummer.
Ryan Barkus, Sean Schmiesky, Shannon Berryhill, Sean Stewart, and Vern Manning.
You got some players in there.
There's some heat in there. Mikey Z, I'm a little worried about Mikey Z.
Oh, yeah.
Phil Mulder.
Phil can always shoot hot.
James Lotwine is a solid player,
Yep.
great putter.
Yep.
There's some talent in that field.
Mhm.
Vern can golf.
Oh, Vern can get
Vern
hot.
can golf.
That's for sure.
He's been doing this a minute. No, it's going to be a blast. I'm excited to be on the other side of the table. I'm excited to feel it again. Signing up for that for me was like, go ahead. Question.
First MA40 tournament, right?
First MA40. First time.
And you
Dude.
hijacked Ryan, though. He didn't know he was
Well-
playing until you signed him up.
Because if I would have asked, he would have came up with a laundry list of excuses.
True.
I know my dog.
Correct.
Signed him up.
Uh-huh.
And I knew that once I signed him up, he would feel obligated, which he did.
So you can play MA40 the
The
year
year
you
that you
turn
turn
40,
40, yes.
right?
Yeah, so he's
Right.
essentially
I
a
know.
cheater, but
Right.
it's
Yeah. You will
legal.
technically
I-
be 39 when
Yeah.
you play.
I'll be 40 in August. I'm probably the youngest MA40 player.
No big deal.
Because you're not. But okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
My elbow's like pretty much broke. So
Your elbow is 48.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Correct.
okay.
So that one, and then today I also played the Fraction Run Cup upper layout. Shout out to homie Jake Avery, who always pushes me to play, and we played, and it was good. It was a good warm up. It was good practice. Shot a 58. Last year, James
I'll take
Heath
that.
in MA40 shot a 58 and a 57, so I'm feeling good about that 58. I'm going to take that energy into Sunday. I'm fired up.
MA40 and MA2 will probably play the same layout.
Yes. Same layout.
Mm-hmm.
Can we put some action on this round?
Mama.
Because I'll be there, and Baby Bro Max will be there too.
Let's do it.
You can't see the guns that Max just
Yes.
threw up real quick, but you don't need to see him.
He's been playing pretty
Ouch.
good.
It's
Yeah.
going to be a fun day. I mean, the fact that we're all going to be there together on the same day is
Yeah,
I
for
like
sure.
that.
I don't want to play for money, but I think we should figure out some interesting little fun thing.
Well, I mean, by the time we do this again, it will be for shit talking rights.
That's always good.
Sure.
So, but we could also do something on the
Yeah.
side, on the side.
What's kind of tradition in the seminary household is the bet usually involves somebody having to eat something they really don't want to eat.
Ooh,
Which-
coleslaw.
So for Alex, that'll be
Ooh,
anything.
come on.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we've had to eat, which were like haunting, traumatic moments for us, were like,
Oh,
what? Like,
I love it.
like
I
when my
love
dad
it.
had to eat a beet, he was like, it was a big deal.
Wow.
I
So you're going to
love
have
it.
to eat a cheeseburger with everything on
With
it then?
everything,
or-
yeah.
I could get through that, but like if you made me eat an olive, I'd have an issue. I'd legitimately
Let's do
And
this.
olive.
Let's do this.
Olives
A single
in your
olive?
I will
burger.
buy all the things we need for this.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Alex Olive.
Yeah. Before the night is over, we are going to have to. I mean, mine will just. I mean, Sheila already outed me. It's coleslaw. So mine's coleslaw.
That would
I hate,
screw
I
me
hate
up too.
coleslaw.
Yeah.
What's
I
your
got to
thing?
be honest. I can't think of anything.
I'm the same way.
I really can't. I'm sure there's something that I'd be like, I don't want
It
that.
would have to be
but
like bugs. I know
Yeah,
people
totally.
eat bugs.
Okay.
I would. It would be
It
that.
would. It would have to be
Make that
something that
happen.
is
There is
normally
not a
not
food
eaten.
that I would be like,
Correct.
"Ooh, I've never-"
I got
I'm sorry.
grubs
Why would you
outside.
make me sound like that when you do that impression?
I did have a little bit of you in me when I did that.
That's what
Wait,
she
should I
said.
have said that?
Let's call up Rogan. He's not busy. I mean, he can host the show.
Yeah, let's go.
we go.
You know, Fear Factor.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm pumped for that tournament too. Smooth series. Our
Smooth
boy
series.
Steve Ratchin and Megan, who is
Megan,
about to pop. She's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's close.
she's getting there.
April due date,
Yeah, that seems like it was yesterday that they just announced that pregnancy on the show.
right?
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else got
It was
something? they're
probably
fired up
about 9 months ago.
It was right around 10
Yeah.
months ago.
Uh-huh.
ish. Yeah,
Crazy.
You
No,
got
good.
anything? No.
I'm fired up about how well perceived the last episode of Unstable Discourse was.
yeah.
And I will keep it at that.
Heard good things.
Yeah. I have two very quick things.
Oh, thank you
One
for
was
narrowing it down.
one was the tournament that I'm playing in.
Thanks to me.
Thanks to whatever. Two is I just submitted the very expensive building permits to build my little man cave in the backyard.
Nice.
So I dropped them off with the plat of survey today, and I talked with Mr. Dave Oxley, who's going to pour the foundation, and we did some back and forth, and he's going to get all the survey and all of the permits and everything, and we should be rolling here in a couple days.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
Lit.
pouring in a couple days?
He has nothing else going on, and he said it will be the easiest job he does all spring. He's chomping at the bit to pour some concrete.
Oh, I bet.
So, and I can, like, I was just at his house dropping stuff off, and I looked through the woods, and I saw my backyard from his house. It was awesome. So he literally just has to walk half a block, and he's at his job site. So
He can't wait for that.
no, he can't
That
wait.
morning
Yeah.
where he could just
He's
go,
gonna
"I
walk
can
over
walk
with
down.
a
Yeah, he's
coffee.
got
It's
a
right there. I
he's
can
got a
walk."
thermos of coffee, and he's
Yeah.
just going to
Yeah.
stroll over like it's no big deal at 6:35 in the
Yeah.
morning.
All the
Um,
materials
we
on a
do,
radio
like,
flyer
an
wagon.
on-site-
Just pull it in
Yeah.
the wagon. Yeah.
yeah.
An on-site episode like Home Improvement.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would
Sheila,
be-
don't play with my heart. like that.
yeah, right?
Sheila, don't play.
Yeah, like when he races Bob Vila at
Yeah.
the drag strip. Oh
Yeah.
my
I mean,
God.
Sheila and I weekly. We are season 7 deep into that
Yeah.
show. We watch Home Improvement.
Rewatching.
Like
I was gonna ask why do I remember that episode? It was because I was
Because it was
here and
here.
you guys were watching it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
It's a shame that Tim Allen did things other than that show because that show rules and everything else he ever did aside from the Santa Claus sucks.
except his Michigan voiceovers.
I
Oh,
don't
that's
know,
right.
man.
They're
Did you
fantastic.
ever watch Last Man Standing?
It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Oh, it's Home Improvement 2.0. Look at
Right.
that.
And why do you need to remake that?
Yeah.
Because it's Tim Allen and he can do whatever he wants.
Not a fan. As much as you guys were not into I Think You Should Leave, that is how I feel about everything else Tim Allen's ever done.
Okay.
Aside from Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus is one of the best Christmas movies ever.
Popo Gijo.
Yeah.
Yes. Great moment. And then, yeah, Home Improvement rules. But anything else I've tried to watch him in, I'm like, if ever there was a one trick pony, it is that dude.
Okay, that's fair.
Let's get him on the show.
Pass. Well, he might bring a lot of cocaine with him.
It's true. He has been known.
Cut that out.
Yeah.
But anyway, I bought the building plans a week ago, and I expected to get a PDF with the building plans. I did not. It came via UPS in a giant cardboard tube.
Ooh, nice.
And I rolled it out and
Legit.
folded it over like I was building the Bellagio.
Yeah, like it was 1992.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so cool. And it is the most basic 16 by 20 building you'll ever see, but it like just folding those, the paper was like 20 by 24, you know? And it's
Did you
CAD
have to-
drawing, like
the whole thing. Every measurement for everything. So
Did
it's
you
so
have to
cool.
throw the T-shirt away you were wearing because your nipples got so hard it pierced
Yeah,
the
just
material?
right through. Yeah.
Just went right
Uh-huh.
through.
Yeah. So I rolled it back up and sent it over to Dave. That's it.
I've got some things I'm fired up about.
Let's hear it.
Hey, Alex,
Yes, Ryan.
do you happen to be fired up about anything at all?
It's a huge list. Massive, but
No.
I'll dial it down.
Thank you.
Number one, I was on a disc golf debate show yesterday. Leppy Duels. Follow them on YouTube.
Where does that name come from?
I believe the course, their like home course is called Leprechaun Hollows or something like that.
Okay, something cool.
So I think it's
good.
local, but he works for uDisc, or at least he writes. I think he writes for uDisc, the host. And yeah, they basically bring on 4 different movers and shakers in the disc golf world. Some
And then you. So go ahead.
yeah. I was like, I don't know if you realize.
Come on.
I don't know if you realize what you're asking of me, because I'm absolutely not qualified to talk about the stuff that we were debating. So I had to completely he gives you the prompt ahead of time. Here's the topics you're going to debate against this person, and this
That's
person.
fun to be prepared. And
I couldn't have done it without it. If I went on there and he was just like, here's the first question, I would have been like, I know nothing about that topic.
Right.
So researching was fun, and being on the show was fun. Like, it's a cool format, but you score points if you win your rounds, and I won 0 rounds. So I got completely demolished, and my lack of knowledge about professional disc golf is going to be on full display. So go check it out. That should be entertaining for you guys.
I know you tagged us both in it, and you've talked about this to me before. The idea of debates is cringeworthy to me, and I hate that word. But it is like, and I know you love it, and I know there is a reason for it, but I can't get into it. Like, I just feel like in a specific debate, especially when there are points involved where you have to win, people aren't listening, they are waiting to talk.
Yeah.
And it's a situation where if anyone is talking, I automatically shut off and listen because I don't like talking over anyone. And so I would never get a word in. And I've had those conversations in those debates before where I just stop talking altogether because I can't. Like, my mind doesn't work that way. And so when there's a debate, I'm like, I'm out. I'll listen, but there's no way that I can
It is
actually do
hard.
it. Yeah.
It is hard to listen and like try to formulate a point about something they're talking about, knowing that you have to make your point and the clock is ticking down.
intelligently
Right.
as well, not just I don't agree.
Yeah. Props.
that was me. You'll
Yeah.
see that was me.
Props to those that can do that, but
Yeah.
I absolutely cannot.
So I'm fired up about it. It wasn't a win for me, but I had a lot of fun with it. And
Cool.
I may do it again in the future. We'll see.
I'm proud of you either
I need
way.
to see how I come across, because if I hate everything about it, I'm never going to do it again. But if I'm like, I don't seem like as big of a chode as I thought I did, then I'll
I
do it
haven't
again.
heard that
to
word
listen.
in a long time.
Chode, yeah.
I like it.
Bring it back. Bring back Chode.
Classic, yeah. Bring back chode. Other things I'm fired up about.
That's a hashtag.
I spoke today with Cheryl from the American Camp Association of Illinois. They're doing a disc golf fundraiser event, their very first ever disc golf event, to raise funds to send underprivileged kids to summer camp, which is super close to my heart. Camp counselor for a long time. We always had to work with those kids who came in from like the inner city and who just had never been to the woods before. And you literally could see like life-changing moments happening for these kids. It was so awesome. So tying disc golf together with summer camp, all about that. And obviously I'm hoping to leverage this relationship into, can we put on a disc golf summer camp next year?
Totally.
man.
That's
Super
awesome.
pumped. Super pumped about that. So the third thing is closely tied to the summer camp concept. We're going to host a disc golf getaway weekend, like a disc golf family camp in September over Labor Day weekend at the summer camp that I always worked at, my whole life.
I won't be here.
It's going to be the perfect kind of vacation for like dads with families who want to take disc golf vacations, but actually have to, be a dad and like
Yeah.
have responsibilities.
Disc golf
that?
tourism.
So they will be able to get off. There's a kids course on site at the camp. There's a like pro level course down the street. So we're going to host a flex start over that weekend. So kids, parents, we'll make sure it's like accessible to everybody. But if your kids or your wife don't want to touch disc golf whatsoever, there's a lake with, water skiing, there's arts and crafts, there's archery, riflery, all the traditional summer camp stuff. You want to go out in a canoe. So it'll be just a really good family weekend. We're going to have a cabin that's child friendly. So if you want to have your kids, and also if you want to just go as like, a bachelor or as a couple and not deal with kids, a separate cabin. So there's basic details on Disc Golf Scene already, but awesome. I need to finalize
Is there
a few
a name
things.
for this?
I'm so far just calling it Disc Golf Family Camp.
Cool.
Because the program is actually called Family Camp Weekend at YMCA Camp Eberhart. It's basically a way for parents to come check the place out and bring their kids for the weekend and see, is this the kind of place I would want to send my kids for summer camp? All the programming will be available. Food's included. Your lodging's included, and it's going to probably only cost about $75 to $100 per person for a 3-day weekend with all your food and lodging and programming included.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's great.
That's super cheap.
It's going to be the cheapest vacation you can take.
You
and
have to
play disc
hunt
golf.
and catch and kill and cook your own food.
Right.
No.
But-
Other than that, it's super cheap.
Yeah.
There's, I want to say old school like summer camp lunch ladies, but that's not true. It's like a little more upscale than that. So it's like, think cafeteria food basically.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that.
That's
great.
awesome.
Wow, that is really cool.
You should only have one F in the name since golf and family have the same F. It could be Disc Golf Family.
Disc Golf Family.
Disc Golf Family Camp.
Disc
Golf
Golf
Family.
Camp.
Disc Golf Family.
Yep.
I'll look into that.
Disc Golf Family.
Yeah, Disc Golf Family.
Camp.
Camp.
All right, so that's a wrap on Fired Up, and that means it's time for a reconnection with the old Callahander Rundown.
That's right, boy. Callahander Rundown Spring 2023 edition, end of March and all of April and May. Specific. We're getting specific here. Let's kick it off with a few flex starts coming up this month. First, we will be doing the Fraction Run Cup 5 flex start on Friday, March 31st. We will be using the lower layout for that one. $5 to play, $5 for an optional ace pot. Show up anytime between 8 and 5 p.m. It's always fun to do those flexes and get that practice round in before the tournament, so make sure you come on out for that. Next up, this one is fun and just came to fruition yesterday. We are doing a fundraising flex start for close DG friends, the Magnusons, from Roanoke, if you know them. The Rip It for Reese Flex Start will help fund a wheelchair-accessible addition on their home for their son, Reese. $5 to play and $5 for that optional ace. More info can always be found on delwithdg.com. Really good people from Roanoke, Illinois.
You've definitely seen them. You've definitely
Yeah,
said
know
they,
them.
they come up, they
They're
play
great.
all
They
of our
support
events.
all of our stuff. So we are going to get together and raise some funds for them so they could help out their son, Reese. The whole family is just too cool. So really excited for that. Delwood and Trinity bag tags are both back on. Delwood being on Saturday mornings. Signups at 10, tee off at 11, 15 to play, 10 for a tag. Trinity Links bag tags are on Sunday mornings. 15 for a tag and 10 to play. Doc also tees off at 11 o'clock. Signups at 10, tee off at 11.
it's like 11:07.
Well, yeah, Doc time.
Sure.
Yeah. Fraction Run Cup 5 is super sold out and then some. So we will see all of you on April 1st and 2nd. GJTS TDTC. It's already gone live by the time you're going to be listening to this.
Correct.
So hopefully it is full. That would be cool. Only 96 spots.
I'm going to quit disc golf if it doesn't fill.
Right? It is
Yeah.
literally one of the
That's not a challenge.
best tournaments of all time, Jason would say, I think.
Yeah.
It's that match play event. Teams red, blue, black, and green. Super fun. Don't miss it. It's on discgolfscene.com. Last but not least, let's kick it over to Doc for a quick 97.7 The Buzz rundown for our next and fourth stop on the Greater Joliet Tour season. Workforce Brewing Open 5 at Trinity Links. Take it away, Doc.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
It's the Doc here on 97.7 The Buzz, WBZZ Lockport. The fourth stop in the Greater Joliet Tour season is here. Workforce Open 5, May 13th and 14th at Trinity Links Disc Golf Course. Registration goes live Friday, April 14th at 7 p.m. on discgolfscene.com. Sign up and get those points.
I got a crap on deck that could choke a donkey. Oh, it's squidgy. Oh, Christ, I'm getting all emotional from it, you know?
Thanks for sharing, Bob. Be on the lookout for a big, I mean huge, announcement about the Greater Joliet Tour Season Finals. You're listening to
97.7 FM. 97.7.
97.7
Sorry, I farted.
Buzz, buzz.
All of this unofficially brought to you by
DiscGolfScene.com.
Come on, Pete.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I really wish the Come On Pete joke didn't take a dark turn.
Yeah, we knew it would.
He wouldn't listen
That's
to
really
that.
unfortunate.
He won't listen to that episode. That is what I'm telling myself.
Please.
He skipped that one accidentally.
Speaking of Come On Pete, there's that very cool canvas painting
Yeah.
that we have up in the studio now. Thank you to Nora Kate Paints, aka Nora Balati.
Balati.
She had put out a post saying if you wanted to commission her for like a custom project around the holidays, hit her up. So I did. And I think she probably would welcome those kinds of requests anytime.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you guys want to make something special for somebody, Nora can help you with that.
Yep, it's
Faux
awesome.
show.
Very nice.
Totally.
All right, before we get to the full nuts and bolts
Nuts
of
and
this
butts.
episode, before the episode, we had a very pleasant reconnection with our old pal Mats Adamzak from Oland. You guys may remember him from episode 7.5 of season 1, where we talked about the ultimate disc golf destination, where they were bringing 16 new disc golf courses to the chain of islands out there in Oland. Crazy, crazy project. Here's an excerpt from that interview. Check it out.
The project now had come to a new phase, I would say. We have 17 courses now. The first 2 months it was 11 courses because it was a little bit problem to fix the property and the money and the labor. But we opened 11 courses after 2 months. And the next step now is to have a Euro Tour on Åland, and we will have that the week after European Open. So that is in the sweet spot when the American Tour is having a break. So that means we will have some really nice players, mostly European top players, but some of the American guys is coming also. Like I talked to Nicola Costro yesterday night. Because he is together with Kat Smurf, and she is probably going to sing at the prize ceremony at Åland Open, because Åland Open is at the same time as at the rock festival on the island. So the prize ceremony will be on the ending day on the festival, and the festival has been around for 20 years or something like that. So it will be around 2,000 in the audience. So she will be singing there before of the prize ceremony, and I'm also hoping that Kevin Jones is coming to be DJ. So that will be pretty awesome. In an economical way, we have put down maybe 200,000 euro from the local government, maybe 100,000 euro, and 100,000 from the companies here on the island. Growth product, what's that? GDP?
GDP,
I can show numbers that we have got about 2.5 million euro to the GDP the 2.5 first years. Because what we are doing is calculating 85 euro per every night they are staying, the players. And I have done surveys, and most of the players are staying 4.5 nights because they want to play as many courses as possible. And that is the formula. The more courses we have, and the more courses we upgrade from 9 holes to 18 holes, the chances that they are staying one more night is increasing. Also, we had put down about 10,000 voluntary times from different people here on the island. So that is pretty unusual also, but they are believing in this project. That's fun.
Cool. And if you guys want to hear more of that, you can check it out on our YouTube channel, which has almost no content, but this will be added to it at some point.
Yeah.
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 Listeners, you did miss what I think is a potentially really great piece of content where I was chugging water out of my half-gallon container right into the microphone, and I think there's a pretty cool little ASMR thing happening there. It makes me think, could we do an ASMR segment from time to time? What else would sound cool?
It would just be you touching the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
We could like rub discs, like certain plastics would be like,
Disc to disc?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like docking.
Yeah, docking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Disking. So let's talk about meaningful things. For the nuts and bolts, we're going to be talking about destination courses, uDisc stats for some of our local courses. Sheila pulled up some really cool stats from uDisc, and you said that those stats came to you guys because Sean's an ambassador for those courses?
Yes, you can register to become an ambassador for a course if it hasn't been claimed yet. And I would advise you guys to do that because you'll get an end of year report, and then you can take that to park boards or businesses or, wherever you see fit to show the numbers that happen at those courses.
That's so
And
awesome.
you have control over the layouts, so people aren't just making random layouts and they're getting messed up.
Smart layouts.
Yeah.
Which are based on like the smart map layout that you input that's like all accurate and properly placed. So like when people go for the first time, they're not looking at 10 different made up layouts that are garbage.
Yeah, that has happened to me many times.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got the details for Haynes Wayside Park here, as well as Shanahan and Highland. Is that the same stats that we all have right now?
Yep.
All right, so we'll talk about these three courses, and then Sheila, you've saved the Delwood stats. So we'll get a frame of reference afterwards.
There are many, many stats, and if we could start with Haynes, I just wanted to point out that at the very bottom of this page, there is a little stat that says 6 total aces in 2022. Most aced hole was hole 9 twice, and guess who's got one of
You were
them?
one of them, dog. I saw.
Yeah, baby.
It was
But is
cool.
it was recorded? You recorded that on uDisc?
No big deal.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
of course we
Okay,
did.
Okay, making
Of course
sure.
we did.
But continue. I'm cooler than you. Let's
Okay.
go on.
Okay.
Cool.
I need to start using uDisc more when I play.
Yes,
You
do.
totally should.
Yeah.
You'll notice that this also points out the most active disc golfers at these locations, and you can see how many rounds they played. And
That's like a title that's worth
Correct. Yes.
winning
Absolutely.
just for straight cool points.
Yeah.
All right, so
And I don't even know necessarily if that's something that people are after, but I think that
They
as
could.
more people know about that part of it, it definitely will be.
that makes me wonder about jerk-offs who will just be like, I aced, and there's no verification.
That is true.
True. I don't know. I just have to believe that that's
Maybe those
Yeah.
people are the ones writing it on the actual T sign.
Hopefully, right?
and don't need a phone to keep their score because it's
Come on.
bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
One-
Mayo.
One frisbee.
Yeah, right.
Mayo's doing it.
If you got more than one frisbee, you're just a nerd.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's true.
That was me. In high school, I remember seeing like real players on the course with their bags and everything, and being to my friends like, "Look at those nerds! Are you serious, bro? You need that many? And look how long they take to putt. Get out of here!"
Perspective is a bitch, isn't it?
Yeah, good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at Haynes. Some of the cool stats about Haynes from 2022. Again, this is just what people logged when they played. Obviously, there's probably
And
tons of
also,
rounds
and
that
also
happened.
keep in mind this is only from like October and on, maybe mid-September
Yeah.
because of
for
the
Haynes.
redesign.
because of the redesign.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
So 516 rounds played in just the last few months of 2022.
I mean, that's probably more than that course saw in the last 5
in the
years.
last years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what an incredible
For
number
sure.
to look at.
Yeah.
After
So
just
awesome.
a couple of months.
180 uDisc players.
I think one of the cool things is 11 different states were represented from disc golfers playing Haynes, which is crazy. I mean, I don't know if Haynes is not a destination course, so it's pretty surprising to me that there were that many states, but
Yeah.
Illinois, Indiana, obviously, Arizona, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Ohio, Texas, Wisconsin, South Carolina. Crazy. So the app is working.
Yeah.
October 29th, busiest day of the year with 28 rounds played. Was there an event there maybe?
It was probably like an opening day situation, do you think?
We never really did anything official there.
Yeah.
The first official thing, Scott Rengel's got his event coming up there, but I mean, that New Lennox Open, so there wasn't really any.
It was probably right around the time you posted that all the baskets were in and ready. I would assume there was an influx of people.
And we may have had just good weather that day too. I mean, that just.
All right. Well, let's take a look at Shanahan, because there was quite a bit more traffic at Shanahan. 3,842 rounds played at Shanny in 2022.
And keep in mind, this is just on uDisc, so there are far more rounds played, but the stats that we can keep are uDisc specific.
I wonder what that number is that you can assume. Like, is it 40% more? Is it 50% more?
I was literally just about to ask you.
Like, probably half.
Half of the people aren't going out there and using
you could
uDisc.
double these numbers.
I think at least double, if not more. Yeah.
I would have to think that half the people, there are casual players that don't know about uDisc, and there are other players that just don't give a shit about keeping score on their phone.
I mean, that's one of the cool things about being the ambassador for any one of these courses is it is a little bit of official. They send you a sign to put up at, when there's a checklist of things that you have to do as an ambassador. So it's really cool. Like Haynes, for instance, over this off season, I went out there and made sure that each of the first T signs at hole 1 had uDisc QR codes. So right there, I mean, you're getting immediate exposure to like, what's this other orange sign? Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. That's a cool stat. 25 different states, players from 25. So almost, half the country,
Not almost.
Every other
Literally.
state, literally half the states of our country had a player, at least one, come play at Shandy last year.
And 422 players visited Shanahan for the first time in 2022. So maybe that doesn't mean new players, but that means new to uDisc.
Right.
But still, that is, more than one a day. That's
you
great.
almost have to assume new players, right?
Yeah, sure. Or, I just got uDisc as an app, but I've been playing for 20 years. But still, like...
The likelihood is...
one a day.
Yeah.
I like the 19 total aces were logged, and the most aced hole was hole 2, and it was only aced twice, which means almost every other hole was aced.
It's a good spread.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
Roughly.
hole 2?
Yeah.
That's a pipe.
That's a rip. That's like 300.
Yeah. It's not an open 300, though. That is a great shot if you ace that hole.
For sure.
Huh.
It's not as cool as 6, but...
Oh, here we go.
Is 6 the one with the J-Town base?
No, that's 4.
No, that's 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
6 is the one that I aced in 2020.
So I'm seeing on the Shanahan one, something that wasn't on the Haynes one. It says your course was added to uDisc wish list 47 times. What is a uDisc wish list?
So if you are using uDisc and there are courses that you have not been to,
but you're like wanting to bookmark
but you want
them.
to visit them, so it's like
see.
earmarking them. Is that what you just said?
Bookmark, yeah.
Bookmark, yeah. You can just add it to your wish list. And
So
then
it's a
like
player
saved.
that hasn't played yet,
Right.
but is
Correct.
like, I want to make sure I'm going to add this to the wish list. Got it.
So like if you see a destination course and you're like, oh, I'm going to be in wherever for vacation,
Right.
look up what's nearby.
Does uDisc use the GPS function of your phone and like then reverse it? Like, hey, you're near this course that you have on your wish list. Don't forget that. Like,
I wonder if it notifies you.
Right.
Yeah.
If you just
know.
threw like 100 of them in there, and then and you're like
Just
on
drive
a trip,
around.
it'll be like, hey, just so you know, you're only 20 minutes away from one of your wish list
Interesting.
courses.
uDisc, if
Oh.
you do not have that function, you should totally have that
Yeah,
function.
that's a cool thing. Because you can log your throws and everything using GPS. You can, practice drives and then walk to your drive, and it'll tell you how far approximately that you've thrown.
Yeah.
No
Things like that. So
in real, obviously with a certain margin of error, but
Yeah.
pretty close.
The
yeah.
detail on
close.
uDisc is pretty outstanding.
Wow,
It's
that's very
crazy.
cool.
I'm just picturing being on the road with your wife in the car, and just the notification pops up, and just
Right?
cranking the wheel. Like,
Right.
she looks at your phone, and then she looks at you like,
Yeah.
don't you dare.
Well, that's what I was
You're
telling
on your
like,
way to her mother's funeral,
Yeah,
and
oh
it
my
dings,
God,
and she's
I
like,
have
"You
to.
Oh, that's
better."
a uDisc commercial if I've ever heard of it.
it's on the wish list, babe.
Yeah,
it's on the wish list.
It's on the wish list.
You promised. You promised.
She's gonna be dead forever. We're only gonna be here once.
holy shit.
That's what disc golf
It writes
commercials need.
itself.
Yeah.
So dark, so fast.
Yeah.
Disc golf commercials need more genuine, like
Jason. They need
be
more
Yeah,
Jason.
we need Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cheesiness I'm seeing in commercials right now is like the Lone Star commercials driving me crazy.
No, it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, they're rough.
I like also, you can see the most active users. Shout out to GeForce81, who played 9 rounds at Shanny, who's the most active user at Shanny last year.
Which is wild.
Why you assume that's a guy? You said he.
GeForce.
Like, I don't...
It could have been. Yeah,
the number 9 for amount of times, like, doesn't seem like a lot, but it kind of is.
Well, yeah, if you assume
we're
this
not
player,
talking like Troy Berzawa levels of like twice a day at
Twice a
Delwood,
day.
but like 9 is a lot because I can only think of maybe 2.
I mean, if we played every weekend like we used to and we traveled around, we'd only hit a course once every couple of months.
right? Exactly.
So-
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to shout out the other names in here just in case they happen to be a listener. Flicky also played 9 rounds, so tied with GeForce 81.
Well done.
Steve Ski 2 got 7 rounds in there. Toast Jeff.
I'm pretty sure that's Jeff Wisniewski. The
Aquaman?
Toast Jeff.
Big Wiz,
I'm almost certain. Big Wiz, yeah. No doubt. Big Wiz on the list.
congrats.
And rounding us out is Direwolf 35035 with 5 rounds.
Great name.
The
We know
numbers.
Shanny. We're gonna move on to Highland.
Highland.
Yeah, the numbers keep climbing.
Well,
Highland-
look at not to interrupt, but on Highland, you see the most active layouts, the second most active underneath your main layout.
Hey, all the way at the bottom. I knew what I was looking for,
Scanning,
but I could not find it.
scanning. So
Unstable
the
open
second
forward.
most active
Dude.
layout, besides white tees to A pins,
Yeah.
which should be the most active,
Right.
is the unstable open 4 layout.
A lot
Hey,
because we don't use
all
uDisc for
right.
scoring. We can't. We use PDGA
We use
Live.
PDGA.
So like,
so
that's
people were
really
actually
cool.
using
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
even more than the 40th Illinois State's layout. This is also on the list.
Dang.
Cool.
We got you, Jesse.
All right, we had 4,508 rounds played at Highland on uDisc last year. What does that average out to daily?
I mean,
365 days a year.
12-ish people
Yep.
that are logging on
That are
uDisc.
logging.
Uh-huh.
15, almost 1,600 unique players. Flicky has made the list also. He
Again.
must be. Who is this Flicky?
I don't know.
You can actually look it up. Like if you go to create a scorecard and
Yeah.
then look up that username, because you could search by like somebody local to you, like
Yeah.
standing with you, or by username or PDGA. And we were kind of looking up some of these people. So we could find out who Flicky is.
Who would it be? It's a
I
sidearm
really hope-
player.
I
It's
I
a
want to
very
know.
hope
I
it's a
almost,
girl.
I almost want to know.
I hope that is a woman that decided to.
like,
God.
and it's a
Inappropriate.
reference.
Bean. Yeah,
Bean-
absolutely.
Bean flicker. Yeah,
Yes.
got it. But yeah, it's obviously a very active sidearm player.
32 states worth
That's
of
so many
visitors.
states, man.
That's sick.
That's like half of them.
Literally more than half.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say that, as people come in to Delwood, it's the question after the round is, we have more time, and where else should I go? My number 1 is always Highland. Number 2 is like a Shanny West Park choice locally. But yeah, it's definitely Highland number 2. So it's great to see that, because it seems like a lot of them are going over and doing that.
If somebody had an hour, they were willing to drive like an hour from Delwood to play their next round. Next best course you would recommend, or you would send them to within an hour of Delwood?
An hour?
1 hour.
Ish. I mean, if it's like an hour 15 or hour 20. it's fine.
I would have to go with
Like Fairfield?
probably Fairfield, depending on, because I'm going to split a hair here. Sometimes it can be swampy and
Totally.
Sure.
wet.
Sure.
Mosquito season, depending on that. Fairfield. Final answer.
That was the number 1 rated course in Illinois before Delwood, no?
Mhm.
Yeah, I love Fairfield. I think I'd throw Rolling Knolls in the mix. Love Rolling Knolls.
Rolling Knolls.
Ooh, yeah.
Been a little minute since I've been out there. I do like that course.
Dude,
yeah.
it's so fun.
Yep.
Wide variety.
I think it's also worth pointing out that at Highland, there's not only more than half of our states have been there, 6 countries.
But severely less than half of
Severely
the countries
less than
in
half
the
of
world.
total countries in the world. Yes.
6
The
in
countries,
total.
including obviously the U.S., but Australia, Sweden, Canada, Finland, and Ireland as well, which is, I think, is very cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Most aced hole there is 12, 3 aces. Which one is 12?
Downhill with the like concrete curve
Oh,
over
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
road.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That breaks my heart that I have not gotten that yet.
Yeah. I don't have a Highland day, so that'd be a really sweet one.
June 26th was the busiest day of the year with 110 rounds played. Do we know what was happening in June?
Wow,
26th?
June 26th. 110 rounds played? That must have been some unsanctioned event.
Could be a league if somebody's doing like a uDisc scoring league
Sure.
or not. I mean, that's heart of the summer.
It's
You
true.
never know, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Highland's
It's been
all
like
year long. I mean, that's
the thing to
that's-
do that day.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been like the J-Town story as of the last 3 years post pandemic, with Trinity being closed. I mean, less courses, is just they're more crowded.
It's
So
true.
that's why I give Doc as much shit about let's move that process forward to getting Trinity back open so we could alleviate
Yeah,
Totally.
we need it.
some of the courses.
When I see that stat, and I'm sure it's going to be dwarfed by Delwood stats, seeing that, July was the busiest month with 873 rounds played. When you think back to what Matt was saying about the businesses, private businesses having so much to gain by having a disc golf course nearby, I would think as a business owner, this is information you should know. You should be thinking about when there's events coming around to your local disc golf course, and how can you leverage some promotional thing around that? Like if it's a restaurant, bar, hotel, whatever, like what can I do to capitalize on the fact that there's going to be a lot of foot traffic this month?
I don't ever think about the other side past Highland from Joliet, but there are some great little restaurants on that little strip on the way to like New Lenox.
Totally.
That could really benefit, and they're very close to Highland.
For sure.
Highland and Haynes are a lot closer to each other than you realize.
Yeah.
You just keep going down on 30 East.
Right.
So they could definitely benefit from that.
Yeah, I know when we have Clash, most of the like restaurants in downtown Lockport, they know, they look at our calendar and they're prepared.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've become like the Lockport concierge.
Oh,
for
they'd be
disc golfers.
fools not to.
Right.
Just from a standpoint of like, do we have enough wait staff?
Right.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah, we've got pamphlets for all downtown Lockport, and Sheila's put together pamphlets with all the businesses on the back that are big supporters of disc golf, and it's great. I mean, on a pretty much regular basis, there's people that come in and finish the round and go, I'm from out of town. Where do I eat?
Yeah.
Where's a good burger? Where's a good taco? So
Right.
it's
I
really
mean,
cool.
we're technically a destination course, and I like seeing all these other courses with good numbers. And I think it's just important for people to realize like what disc golf can do for your town.
Right. Especially when you think about these smaller towns where there's just not a lot of other reasons to bring people there. Like when I think about Morton, Pekin, these little towns around Ledgestone, like that's, God, is that not the biggest thing that happens in that
week
town
has
all
got to
year?
be the biggest week for those businesses.
Revenue-wise, like
by far.
Yeah.
You know how many concrete mixers Culver's goes through that weekend?
Just for Ryan?
Just for me.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I lived in a smaller town because, like, I think about what Nora's doing out in Dixon, and like,
Yeah.
it's the perfect example. Like,
Totally.
we can bring people here with this sport.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the stats from her courses.
I bet she's the ambassador.
Yeah.
We'll probably get them.
Love to reach out to her.
If you are an ambassador, reach out to us and let us know your stats.
Yeah, please. That's cool.
Let's hear about.
So this is not about like bragging or anything like that. It's just straight facts.
That's the fact, Jack! That's a fact, Jack!
And also,
She's about to drop the deuce.
well, no, but it's also like so many people want to run events at Delwood, and it's impossible because if the park district allowed that, it'd be closed constantly, and not only they receive the phone calls and complaints, we do.
Yep.
It doesn't look good for our entire community
Right.
if
Right.
these courses are closed down all the time.
That's
So
how
you
you get
gotta
people
spread it
leaving
out. Yeah.
reviews like, oh,
Yeah.
there's rocks here. And
Which, yeah.
So sidebar
Right.
to that, people showing up and not being able to play, uDisc just added or are rather updating a function that they currently have, uDisc events. Did you hear about that?
you get
Jeff
your email?
Chappelle
Yeah.
messaged me saying,
Good.
like, there's something here. I'll tell you more
Yeah.
about it later.
Yeah.
So I foresee that being maybe the most helpful tool. I mean, if anything, these numbers say that people are utilizing uDisc.
Yep.
Could half of them not be? Probably, but the ones that care and the ones that are going to check are, and you're going to know that a course is closed down. Or
Is it going to
look-
tell you like, oh, you can't
Absolutely.
play this, you can't score
right,
this?
the course is closed because there's this event going on.
That's
So
great.
checking uDisc as a tool, because a lot of these guys aren't on Facebook or
Yeah.
don't think of Instagram in that way, what have you. So really excited to see how that plays out, and that should be going
Yeah.
live April 3rd.
Third.
Third.
One of those.
Yeah.
Beginning of April.
3rd, it's a Monday.
April
There you go.
Fools.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Any
let's hear it.
guesses for
On
total
how many rounds were played at Delwood?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see through the
uDisc
paper,
rounds.
but I can't.
It's 2 pages.
Yes, I was
Okay.
trying to guess. I bet it's over 6 figures.
Total rounds played?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
compare-
Highland 4,500.
I'm going to say 22,000.
Alex, Sean knows.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah. Because it's logged uDisc rounds. It's not
Right.
Right. It's not over
Right.
22,000.
Okay. They're definitely how many?
15,521.
Okay.
Yeah. Most active disc golfers, Brownie 815 has 85 rounds. We looked that up. That's Steve Brown. Yeah.
Steve Brown.
That's my partner.
Yeah.
Downtown,
Oh.
Steve Brown.
Yeah.
Downtown Steve Brown.
Getting rid of all those wasps out there.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, boy.
Over 2,000 players visited for the first time in 2022. July was the busiest month with 2,100 rounds.
Wonder why.
I would.
July 16th was the busiest day with 200 rounds played. I can't
Wow.
I can't imagine. I mean, I can't
uDisc was
because I
blown
live
up.
it, but
I would guess significantly more than half of the states are represented.
48
Oh, losers.
and
You couldn't get
13
two more?
countries.
Which two do you think aren't? Do you have all 48?
Yeah.
Hawaii?
I mean, can I go with Hawaii
Hawaii's
and
on there.
Alaska? Hawaii's
Alaska's
on there?
Mm.
Well, which
How
has
about
what state
Wyoming?
has the stupidest people?
Wyoming is the least
Wyoming is
populous.
on there.
Maine.
No,
Maine is on there.
farthest east.
I don't know. Nothing's
Delaware.
standing out.
Hi, I'm in Delaware.
Delaware.
Howdy, partners. Let's raise and rub Broncos.
I don't. Oh, no, it's on there.
Rhode Island.
Oh, Sean.
You can't just guess every state.
Indiana.
It's too much to read.
Yeah.
I don't think Rhode Island's
too
on
much.
there. I think you hit one. Wish list 723 times.
Cool.
Sick.
What's the most aced hole? 16 is my guess.
What do you guess, Alex?
Or hole one.
It's got to be 16.
14.
14?
Okay. Yeah.
22 aces and 140 total aces logged.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14's only 210 uphill.
I can't get there.
Like hell, you can't.
I've seen you.
I would just think 16 because, God, it's
Yeah.
such a cool, fun. You don't have to be able to throw very far at all to get there.
I think the separating factor is probably that sidearm 16 is a breeze, but not everybody has a sidearm.
That's
You
true.
can backhand to 14
That's true.
a little
That's
more
true.
easily.
That's true.
Or there's a bunch of liars out there.
Could
Not disc golfers. Where do you guys share this information now? And thinking about how this is important to Lockport, what are you guys doing with this information?
I don't know yet. Definitely going to share it with probably sponsors for events. That would be our first thing. I'm going to share it with the mayor. He always takes an interest in what we're doing, which is awesome. So aside from being ranked 25 in the world, I like for the park district to know the numbers and get them to put, more time and money back into the course because it's working.
And also the guys that are working on the course, like Ken and Adam.
Yeah.
Sean and I were just talking to him on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were fixing up 18's red tee with some really cool landscaping.
Looks
it was
so good.
amazing.
It's so good.
But we were kind of bullshitting with them, and to have them know these numbers, I think they'd be super proud because they are, just as much a part as
Definitely.
anybody.
100%.
Well, I guess the top level, or the top tier goal, if you're trying to pitch the idea of putting a disc golf course into a town, top goal is like destination course, big event, drawing tons of people, and that's sick if you can. If you have the land for that and you have the resources for that, awesome. But even on the smallest scale, if you look at, just a more of like a hidden gem that's just being played by the locals, like there's this evidence that you're bringing this like joy and this recreational thing to make your community happier, healthier.
Right.
So
Either way, it's being used. Yeah.
Right. You have either that tourism benefit or you have happier, healthier community.
Right.
Right.
It can just be straight recreation. That's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I'm most excited to give this information to the new Lenox Park District.
Absolutely.
Because we just revamped that course, and at no point were they hesitant, but they come from a long line and multiple generations of workers in the park district that never took it serious. So after just a couple of months, and we could also get some numbers hopefully from the first couple months of this year to show them that like, hey, this matters. It matters what you're doing over here.
I think for them, there's finally something that is trackable and substantial for them. It's not like there's an app called U Playground where moms can log how many hours their kids swung on a swing at a playground.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
7,000 swings.
Yeah, but like,
Who's the most active swinger?
they put that stuff in and just hope it works.
Yeah. Kid Flicky's got 13,000 revolutions on the merry-go-round.
Yeah.
Right.
Like now there's something that they can say like, oh shit, like this does matter.
Hot Buns 54 has used the metal slide more than
They just still make metal slides, do they?
I don't think so.
My God, I hope not.
Bring it back.
That was the worst. You made the back of my thighs hurt as soon as you said metal
I
slide.
could feel that.
Yeah.
You just don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Because
then
your skin is already liquefying.
and then sizzle.
Then you just slowly slide down and leave the flesh behind you as you go.
Like butter sliding down.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a stat that there's no way uDisc can provide, but I'm very curious about. As I understand, the area where Delwood was built, there used to be like
An Indian burial
crime.
ground?
Like there was like a crime problem there, no?
Yeah.
Definitely.
You maintain this level of foot traffic coming through there. All these people are coming through there. There's no way crime can continue at that same rate, just based on purely the fact that there's people around.
Correct.
Delwood is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Have you ever heard or seen stats on how disc golf affects crime rates in an area?
I haven't seen them logged, but
I
I'm
haven't
sure.
seen numbers on paper, but I live it every day. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, literally I've had women come into the shop and thank us personally for giving them their park back. And
Feeling
I
safe
can
in their own
come
neighborhood.
here alone and have earbuds in and just jog and not feel like
Dude.
I can't have earbuds in and I have to look around every corner. So, I mean, the fact that that has happened multiple times and you just see it.
Yeah.
People are just out there.
Every person
So
that comes into the
it's-
shop, I ask, how many less crimes have you committed this
Yeah.
year
Yeah.
because
We
of
know
the foot
you-
traffic? And they're like, significantly
I
less.
can't. I'm
yeah,
trying.
I can't.
I'm
I
out there
really
trying.
try. I
There's
want
damn
to.
people.
Everybody's here.
What do you think Flicky was doing before there was a disc golf course there?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Another example of that is the course cleanup project in Jackson Park. Literally was like a designated crime spot. Like when we were clearing out the trees and
Like the government had signs up that said,
Yeah.
crime here only,
here.
please.
No, but
Yeah.
as we were
The movie,
obviously
the Purge movies are based off of it. Actually.
Right, yeah.
as we were cleaning it out, we were not just finding all the broken bottles and like syringes. There were like sex workers walking through the area and like looking upset that we were disturbing their place of business. Literally,
Wow.
like men in like leopard prints, not Spanx, but like spandex with like cut off shirts and just walking around.
They
like,
were
looking
upset that you were
pissed.
not patronizing.
Because that's
them.
where they were
That's what
literally
it was.
taking, like, that's where they were doing their business in that, like, abandoned little patch of woods. So between all the junk we cleared out, the needles, the actual seeing the criminals there going like, damn, you're on our turf now.
Yeah.
I don't know how to measure it, but the evidence is very
tangible.
clear. It's
Yeah,
tangible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's why I like the idea of more disc golf in Chicago.
Totally.
Let's take some more of those spots that are just not being used and put a basket there. Just get people to come around that spot a little more often.
Less hoeing, more throwing.
Hey, hashtag unstable discourse t-shirt.
Ryan's face.
But with a garden hoe.
Yeah,
Right.
Less hoes, more throws. Yep.
good job, Delwood and crew.
Some cool stats.
Yeah.
It's a
Great
lot of
stats.
fun. It's
Great
really
stats.
being an ambassador and setting all that stuff up and putting in the layouts is super cool. Super fun. Highly recommend.
We talk all the time about how like making destination courses is like the next big thing because we've done the plastic, we've done the accessories. There needs to be more places for people to go.
Yeah.
I feel like disc golfers are the only demographic that will vacation around disc golf. Like so many people do
Yeah.
that specifically.
But that's a cool segue to the Paul Macbeth and
Totally.
Dylan Cease news.
Just dropped a couple hours ago.
Yeah. Well, Sheila, you're the one who kind of brought it to everyone's attention. What's the news?
Paul Macbeth and Dylan Cease bought the property that the Throw Down the Mountain tournament is ran at. Typically, that course is only open 4 weeks out of the year, and they were going to sell it to like
For
put
residential. Like they were going to break it up into like 6 different lots and just use it as housing and
Yeah,
That sounds
probably
like the makings of a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an Emilio
Ernest Goes
Estevez
to
movie.
Camp. I mean,
Yeah.
what else we got?
yeah,
You got to save the orphanage.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they did. We won. Like,
Yeah,
The Mighty Ducks ending.
and from what I understand, we watched Paul's Instagram post. The owner had given them only 48 hours to decide on whether or not. I bet they had something lined up and they were going to go one direction.
That's what makes you beautiful.
And then this fell into their lap. And thankfully, that owner didn't care which way it went, you
Right.
know? So it's good that it stays a disc golf course because
Maybe there was a little inkling of value in disc golf versus, like a little bit of a conscience.
right.
right.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's what it was. Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
hopefully, like this will be a course that can be open year round.
And become a destination. I
Right.
mean, if Paul and Dylan Cease are involved, it would be foolish to not turn it into something that's bringing in revenue streams. I fully expect that. And if they don't, what a missed op.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, the branding around all of that, between the two of them, lodging, it's endless. I don't know that particular property very well. I've seen it on coverage, and it's phenomenal, gorgeous property.
Thousands of disc golfers have already been there, so there's already
It's
going
well
to be
known.
hype. Yeah.
And then you attach those two names to it, and
Absolutely.
you're going to be booked up for the following 2 years.
I hope they do some baseball related branding, knowing that Paul loves baseball and obviously Dylan's a pro player. Even if it's just like the font on the sign or like the name has something to do with baseball.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
That'd be really
Paul
cool.
did mention rebranding and renaming in the quick Instagram post, so I hope it's as awesome as it can be. It should be.
I've never played that course, but I hear it all the time. That's one
Look
you
up
gotta get to.
look it up on YouTube. Watch some of the Throw It on the Mountain coverage. It's really cool. A lot of elevation changes and
green.
just totally different flora on the rough and in
What
the fairway.
state is it in?
Florida.
Mm.
Brooksville.
Mm-hmm.
Brooksville, Florida.
That reminds me of Chestnut Mountain, where that's like a temporary course on a ski resort.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Brad Cook throw straight down the hill, probably 700 feet, maybe 800, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Almost parked. Just the disc just kept soaring. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Did he throw a stag?
I don't know what he threw.
I hope it was a stag.
Oh, I do know actually. I think it was I know it was a West Side disc. It might have been a Underworld.
Ooh, cool.
But it was the most beautiful, pure thing I've ever seen a Frisbee do. Just kept sailing, flipped over for 10 seconds, kid drifted, but it was just so awesome. Okay, we've talked about the impact of destination courses. Let's talk about some specific destination courses.
Shall we penetrate?
Shall we penetrate?
Get in there.
It's time.
Somebody has to say the name, and then Ryan's got to add some effect. You can cut this out.
It is time for Destination Penetration.
I don't even know what to do yet. Maybe some porn.
I was
music
going to say
behind it.
maybe like a sensual, like
80s porn music behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
did somebody order penetration?
Yeah, somebody order a destination.
This is super fun. I am not into.
I don't know. He fixes the cable.
Story is ludicrous.
I don't do like bracket stuff or anything, or like this is fun. I like this. We did it last year with Merch Madness, and that was, like we said earlier, a surprising amount of fun.
Yeah.
And this, I think, what Sheila and Jason have lined up are going to be. It's going to be fun.
So you guys, we've matched up courses, and the only way to make a proper Sweet 16 bracket is to seed them, right? So the way that these have been seeded is through their rating on uDisc. So that's how the matchups are taking place.
Okay.
I think what we're going to try to do tonight,
Western Conference.
take the Western Conference down to its Final Four.
Final Four. Mm-hmm.
There is the possibility that you guys have never heard of or know nothing about a course you see on this bracket, right?
Yep.
So I have the information to help you make a proper decision. Okay?
Okay.
So I will give you the information that the Deucer has given me about this, what she has deuced. And there might be a little fun along the way as well. So keep that in mind.
Is Jackie T. Horn's going to pop out?
I talked to him. He couldn't make it here tonight, unfortunately. So our first matchup on the west side.
Oh, God, my wife is so cool.
The Deucer has deuced the television.
Yep.
My wife's cooler than your wife. Just deal with it.
These are pictures of, and I'm going to mispronounce it, Crockhole?
Mm-hmm.
Crockhole Disc Golf Course in Sigurd, Norway. Has a population of 2,000. There's 18 holes. Pro Basket Elite targets.
A population of 2,000 people?
The town that it's in.
of Sigurd has a population of 2,000.
Yeah.
Very small.
Wow, very small. Okay, sorry. Keep going.
No, you're fine. Pro Basket Elite targets.
Jeez.
Look at that. Boy.
Turf tees. 2 layouts. 4 other nearby courses.
Holy.
It's a 12-hour flight from Chicago to Oslo,
Porsche
and then a
Cayman on one
20-minute
of the
drive
holes. Okay.
from Oslo to Sigurd.
Look at those photos.
And the other things that you can do in town is you can visit the Viking Ship Museum.
Viking Ship Museum?
Viking Ship Museum.
I just shipped my pants.
I just shit my pants.
I would go to either of those museums for the record, right?
Yeah, yes.
And you can take a boat tour through the fjords.
Fjords?
Through the fjords. So keep that in mind when we match up.
There's your photos.
Based on the photos, there is nothing that competes with this disc golf course.
I mean, I'm
Hold on, have you
very
been to
sold on
Morton,
this.
Illinois?
I'm
Yeah.
very sold on this
Oh,
showcase.
funny you should. Funny you should.
Oh,
Because
I didn't realize that you knew that. It was coming up.
we've matched up Crockhole with Northwood Black. It is in Morton, Illinois. Morton has a population of 18,000 people. There are 18 holes, Mach X targets, concrete tees, 4 smart layouts. It's a 2-hour drive from Chicago. The vision for a black level championship course at Northwood Park came about after the 2019 Pro Worlds event. With the help of the Morton Park District, many volunteer hours, this new course was created to be the hardest disc golf course in the world. Northwood Black measures out to be nearly 2 miles long from the long pads. The course debuted at the 2021 Ledgestone Open. Scoring an even par on this course will signify a round rating of 1020 to 1025. You play this course at your own risk. Other things you can do in town is go antiquing, head to Peoria for good breweries and the casino. And did you know Morton is the pumpkin capital of the world? 85% of the world's canned pumpkin is canned at the Nestle plant there.
I did know that because of a local last time we showed up there.
Yeah.
Somebody told us that. I remember that.
And we discussed it on the podcast because my roommate from college was from Morton.
Yes,
Right.
Yeah.
that's right. That's
Yep.
right. That's
So
right.
we have played this course.
You've played
Yes, we
this
have.
course.
First
So,
off,
we are
A
playing
plus.
this course in like a
3
week.
weeks.
What?
Max
No,
and I
April
are
7th
playing
we're going.
that course.
It is in 3 weeks.
First time for you?
Well, I've
Have you?
played Northwoods, but not Northwoods Black. And I
Sure,
think
there
we're-
are several Northwoods
We're going to
courses.
be
Northwoods
playing
Black is
Northwoods
rough.
Blue for the
Yeah.
Ledgestone Triples event.
Blue is fun.
Blue's super fun.
So, A plus to you guys on setting this up. Because
Yeah.
there's so many different ways you can answer this.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
What I do have to ask, which is somewhat of an important detail, I know we talked about it briefly this morning. What seeds are this?
This is 1 and
What seeds are this?
16.
what seeds are
1 and
this?
16.
What seeds are this?
What seeds are this? Okay, 1 and 16.
Yep.
So the number 1 rated
Free
course
course.
and the 16th rated
Yeah.
free
course.
course.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
Sick.
It by pictures alone, I could have told you that because the photos for
Oh, I mean, yeah.
that Norway
Yeah.
course are just
Outs-
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Outstanding.
Gorgeous.
They look like paintings.
yeah, absolutely. Like you couldn't have dreamed that up better than
Right.
what I just saw.
Like if somebody painted them with a hairbrush or a brush that was made of hair, you could just walk into the painting and play the course.
Totally, but you would
Like the
have to
peanut butter
smear
solution.
peanut butter on your
Yes,
head
yeah.
first. Yeah.
And
I was like, why are you
flies,
saying it like
yeah.
this?
Peanut butter solution.
So with that being said, you have all the information we want to provide you, Alex.
Yeah.
Which course do you think is taking this?
On the spot.
Yeah,
Which one
I
would
know
you
my
prefer
answer,
to play?
and I'm gonna advocate for the other answer first before I, make my selection.
Into the mic.
I want to award huge points to Northwood Black for aiming that high and for being probably the coolest thing you can do in Morton, Illinois. As the value of it being a destination course, if that's the way you wanted to make this assessment, it's almost like you're turning something amazing out of nothing, and that's cool. But you just can't. If I'm thinking about the vacation I want to take, I mean, you're talking about a fairy tale land and like like a once in a lifetime type experience versus
Norway. Yeah.
for me, a 2-hour drive to a course I've already played some of the layouts a few times.
Yeah.
And it is great and a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to play Northwood Black in real life eventually, just to see how, like, just as a glutton for punishment kind of thing.
And that's what it is. Yeah.
And I'm excited for that. But I mean,
Yeah.
for me, there's not a chance that I would choose to go to Northwood Black over Crokel.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
I feel the same way. I think the only thing would be if we're comparing cost to travel, obviously.
That is a fact.
If that was a factor.
If that was a factor, then that could sway me. But otherwise, I've played Northwood Black. It is super fun. We're going to play it in a couple weeks. I'd have to go to Norway.
Sean? Is this a clean sweep?
Yeah, I'm with these guys. Like, all due respect to Northwood Black, and it's phenomenal, but like what I just saw, the photos of that course are just, I mean, it's Europe, and like you're in the thick of it over there.
Into the thick of it. Into the thick of it.
In Norway and Finland, and getting to see the perspective of what it's like, which I think is just so astronomically different from our experiences here. And, we think we've got it figured out, and I would just love to see it over there. So I'm going to choose that. Plus the Viking shit. I want to play with some Viking shit.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you brought up the financial aspect of it, because if we're trying to make this a real life decision, God knows when I can afford to go to Norway.
Sure.
But
This is fantasy.
yeah, as long as we're talking fantasy, I'm going to the fantasy world.
Viking shit.
I have this theory that if you jump high enough, the earth will turn underneath you, and then you could land where you want to. And maybe you wouldn't have to have any travel expenses. You can just do that. Moving on. So your next matchup.
Dig into that more.
Sure. The next matchup, we're going to go with 9th seeded, the Diavolo Disc Golf Course. Diavolo Disc Golf Course at New Hope Park, Cary, North Carolina. The population there is 177,000 people. From here, it's a 13-hour drive. 22 holes, disc catcher pro targets, eco tee pads and concrete, 2 smart layouts, red, white, and blue tees. It is a mix of open and wooded holes, 2 water holes, and makes good use of the terrain. Other things to do in town is visit Sean and Jason's dad, who's only a 45-minute drive away.
Done.
Yeah.
Next time you visit your dad, you've got to put this on the wish list and see if it
Then
tells you
see
to
if
go.
it pops up. Very
Big Jim
true.
Callahan.
Yep. Visit the Umstead Spa, and there's plenty of hiking and outdoor activities.
Ooh, okay. Looks
The
beautiful.
spa
I'm
looks
still
legit.
sucking in
I'm
these
going
photos.
for the spa.
This looks like a very typical North Carolina course. There's
Yes.
a lot of wooded, like leaves on the ground, no matter what.
Yep. Some really cool looking water carries and boulders. You know I love me a boulder.
Me a boulder.
Diavolo.
I like the name.
Have we watched tournament coverage at this course at all? Anybody?
I have not.
I don't.
I recognize the name, but I don't know where
yeah,
from.
Same.
Yeah.
So we've matched it with 8th seeded,
I'm sorry, how far away was it? The drive or the flight?
13 hours.
13-hour
13-hour drive.
13-hour drive.
Yeah, if it's in
That's such a
if it's
Midwest
in the
thing.
U.S.,
Yeah.
you're driving. It's
Okay.
road trip. Yeah.
It's
Gotta be. I mean,
Yeah.
you're only doing it right if you're road trip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, but we're also all Midwestern people, and that's like a very Midwestern thing.
Right.
Like,
How far
why
is
would
the
I
drive?
fly? It's only an 8-hour drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas, like,
Yeah.
you go
That's the
to
fun.
Europe, that's like you've gone 2 countries away.
Right,
You
yeah.
drove for
exactly.
8 hours.
Exactly.
Right.
So it has been matched with 8th seeded Hobbs Farm Disc Golf in Carrollton, Georgia. So we're
Not much farther.
Not much farther, right? Population 28,000 in Carrollton. From here, it's an 11-hour and 35-minute drive. 18 holes, Prodigy T1 targets, red, white, and blue concrete tees. Championship level course with beautiful fairways. John Hook Hauk of Hauk Design Course. Other things to do, you can visit the Southeastern Quilt Museum or travel 1 hour further south to visit the Walking Dead backlot set.
Oh, shit.
Unlike other The Walking Dead tours in Georgia, this Harrelson tour lets you choose from multiple tour types with plenty of interactive options. Choices include a standard tour of The Walking Dead filming locations, or upgrades that add activities such as dressing like your favorite character, transforming into a walker, or being ambushed by walkers when you least expect it.
So is it dad or zombies?
Yeah. So
Dad and spa or zombies.
right.
That could have been an episode title: Dad or Zombies.
Dad or zombies. Yeah. So with that being said, you've been given all the information. Ryan, I'm going to let you go first this time.
Okay.
Which one are you choosing?
This one's going to end up going based on photos really alone. The details are similar enough between the courses. I'm not a giant fan of Prodigy baskets, but it wouldn't sway me. I think I'm going to have to go with Diavolo only because the name is cool. But this looks like what I would imagine an East Coast Carolinas type course to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been there to play those courses. And if I'm going to do it, this course looks like the one that I would have imagined would be the best one.
I feel like I
Sure.
could smell these photos.
Yeah, absolutely.
100% right.
Yeah.
So, and I want to go to that spa.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can, hear,
Smell
you
good.
can hear the
Yeah.
crickets in these photos.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you go back to Hobbs Farm photos, please?
My choice is Diavolo.
Okay, very good.
What was the fact that you named before The Walking Dead? There was something else, and now it's
The
escaping
quilt.
me.
Quilt Museum.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can
Quilt.
visit
Yeah.
the
Something else that was cool.
Southeastern Quilt Museum.
Was there something else? I thought there was something else.
No, sir.
Oh, Hauk Design. That's what it was.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
If it is my
Ooh.
turn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. I am going to go Hobbs Farm.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
John Hauk, to my knowledge, I have not played any of his courses. I don't think that I have.
I don't know if we have.
He's legendary. I mean, the dude's all over the place. He's made a career out of putting courses in the ground. And if somebody holds that title, I definitely want to see their work. That alone, coupled with a little bit of Walking Dead and these photos, I mean, it looks a little bit more familiar. I'm going to choose this maybe for the opposite reason that Ryan chose the Carolina course. It looks like something a little bit closer to home, a little like Wisconsin-y, Illinois type of vibe.
It does. You're right. Yeah.
Hobbs Farm.
So you chose zombies over Dad.
Sorry, Dad. I love you. I know I still haven't visited your house since 2013, but I do love you. I'm going to go Hobbs Farm.
I'll go tell your dad that you said that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I'll be there.
All right, then it's up to Alex to break this tie.
Tiebreaker. Here we go.
Walking Dead? More like Blocking Dead.
I thought he was done. Yeah, I was like, all right, moving on.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, the Quilt Museum is a pretty big pull.
Yeah.
The fact that in the summer, I get to be pretty brown. So if I went to Georgia, I could experience my first hate crime. That'd be interesting. But on a serious note, Diavolo just looked like the prettier place. I think I would enjoy the vibe of North Carolina more than Georgia. Nothing against Hobbs Farm. I mean, it looks amazing. I'd love to go, but it's not even close for me. Diavolo.
All day? Excellent. All day. Okay. Consider it noted. The Diavolo moves on.
Should I be filling out my bracket?
I am.
I mean, I'm keeping track of who's winning, but yeah, feel free.
I even have my name at the top.
Oh, shit.
I was ready for class today.
So up next.
Did you put the date?
Damn.
Diavolo.
Diavolo
is the Italian word for devil, obviously.
Oh.
But it's Italian.
Sure. Good enough.
Fragile.
Must be Italian.
It's a major award.
Our next pairing takes us to 4th seeded Wildcat Bluff.
Wow.
In Vinton, Iowa.
Which we should have been to already, but have not.
Yes.
God, I love Wildcat.
Short list.
Vinton has a population of 5,000. There are 21 holes. They use Mach X baskets. We have mixed tees, concrete, brick pavers, and rubber mats. It is a 4-hour drive from Delwood. All things considered, you guys should have definitely gone there. I can't believe it's only 4 hours waiting to have it. It is a heavily wooded course with elevation changes and many tight lines. Many birdie opportunities.
Lions or lines?
Lines.
Okay, because that will make a difference.
That would, yeah, that changes things.
Tight,
I should enunciate better.
Yeah.
Many birdie opportunities if you hit your lines, and many bogey opportunities if you don't. Other things to do in Vinton. You can visit Iowa's largest frying pan.
Ooh.
Or
Let's go.
take the chainsaw carving tour. Yeah.
All the photos are of the T signs.
T signs, yeah.
Come on,
If
you
you
disc
want,
users.
Well, there you go. I mean, ambassadors. Here we go. This is something that's huge.
Great
if you are a
opportunity.
destination
All right,
course,
There you go.
Ooh,
you
this
need to have
looks
those good
like
photos up there.
that looks like wilderness to me.
Yes, it
Doesn't it?
does. Hole 3.
It looks
Yeah.
like they shot the second Friday the 13th movie here.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
seeing
true.
One of the sleepaway camps.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Sleepaway Camp 3
it's
was shot there.
appropriate fact for you to bring up because I happen to know that you are allowed to camp on site at Wildcat.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Good.
It's a campground as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Good little
Yeah,
nugget.
Keep that in mind. All
Hey,
right.
Yeah.
that's the parking lot from Highland. Cool. Okay. Next.
And we have matched it with 13 seeded New London Tech in Forest, Virginia. Forest has a population of 12,000. There are 19 holes. They're Chainstar Pro turf tees and 3 smart layouts. It's a 12-hour drive from here. It's a very challenging professional gold level course designed by your friend and mine, Paul Macbeth.
Oh, cool.
Other things to do near Lynchburg, Virginia, is head to Thomas Jefferson's personal retreat home. And during your road trip, you can stop at Point Pleasant, West Virginia for the annual Mothman Festival.
Ooh.
I personally have visited the official Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant. I have a magnet on my refrigerator that proves that I was there. I also have a t-shirt from there. It's definitely worth checking out. There is a metal Mothman in the middle of town.
I've seen that.
You walk up to it and touch its ass, and then someone takes your picture touching the ass of the metal Mothman in town.
You touched the butt.
I touched the butt. So
Mothman
with that being
butts.
said, you now have all the information when we match up Wildcat Bluff and New London Tech. Sean, you're going to go first this
kick it
time.
off, huh?
Wow.
New London Tech.
This has got to be
Forest, Virginia.
This has got to be newer.
This is definitely newer.
Okay, because it looks like it hasn't been groomed fully yet, which you can't take points off. You just have to understand.
Right. Turf tees.
Yeah.
Paul Macbeth went cheap. Got it.
Let's talk about that for a second. One of the things on here is all the different tees. How does that play for you as players? What is your preferred? What are you like meh when you get there?
I think in a generally more moderate, warmer climate, turf tees would be better.
Okay.
In an area like that, probably.
Yeah, but here turf tees are much more difficult because of the weather situation.
They just end up a sloppy mess, right? Yeah.
They're just as slick or worse than concrete in some situations, and they require maintenance. With sand and fill to.
So
to
that
keep
being
them
said,
up.
what's preferred? You walk up and you're like, yes, these are the perfect tees.
It's just got to be concrete tee pads.
Concrete every
They
time?
just have to
Yeah.
be big enough.
Concrete of a certain length,
Yeah.
I'll say.
Okay.
Like, I've been to courses that have concrete and it's like an 8-foot or 10-foot, and there is nothing worse than being excited to play and having to change up your routine because of the size of the tee box.
Yeah.
You can't get a good enough run up.
That is also, to me, like at least 12 feet.
Yeah, that'd be like going to a bowling alley that doesn't have the proper distance to the
absolutely.
line, right?
Yep,
Same
yep, yep,
concept?
yep.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. Sean, you're going to lead it off. What are you thinking?
Shoot. Yeah, can we go
The
back
first
to
one?
Wildcat Bluff, please? I mean, just because it's older, and I had the thought also of like, sometimes we take these courses for granted. I mean, at any point, and we've heard of it in the past, courses being pulled for one reason or another, you never know. And with Paul's course in Virginia being newer, because it is such a tiebreaker, and I've had this on my list for so long, I'm going to go Wildcat Bluff.
Okay.
Because it is the older course, and there's that
That's cool.
aspect of you never know, right?
Yeah.
So, and it just looks so lush and green, and God, I cannot wait for it to look like that around here. Ugh, I'm starved.
Easy choice for me, Wildcat. Wow. I had such a nice time at Wildcat, and I've been meaning to go back and camp there.
Oh, that was another big one too, camping.
Straight up,
you
like
had mentioned
tents.
that. Yeah.
Like you're
That's
teeing
great.
off, and there's like tents
That's
in the background.
That's good.
Well, that's pretty intense.
Dude,
Heyo.
have you ever had sex while camping?
Come on!
Intense, yeah.
Anyways,
You can't run past a campground. You can only ran because it's past tense.
Oh, there it is.
got him.
There's
you.
the one that's staying in.
Thank you.
It's rush hour.
Yeah,
Rush hour.
I'm sure that New London Tech is great.
But you hate Paul Macbeth. Just
Come on!
say it.
Just
dude.
say it.
I love Paul.
I forgot to tell you guys that whatever course wins this bracket, we have to go. So be careful.
Norway.
Norway. Norway.
Ooh, that's insane. That's a dream vacation for me. But I did mean to start my answer by saying, meet Virginia. When she froths.
Ryan, is it a clean sweep on Wildcat, or is there
It don't matter.
room for discussion about New
Well-
London Tech?
Really, my desire is to see the frying pans
Yeah.
Ooh.
of Iowa, so I'm gonna have to go Wildcat.
I knew that
Wildcat?
would sway you.
Yeah.
Wildcat Bluff.
But
moves
in
on.
all honesty, those photos are amazing. They took those photos at exactly the right time during the season, and I feel just like Sean. They looked so great. Nothing against London Tech. It also looks amazing, but I think because it's within such an easy range for us to get to, I got to do that.
Well, we got one more matchup we're going to do tonight. It is between the 12-seeded and
What is it?
5-seeded
I
courses.
cannot
What is it?
wait. I cannot wait.
Go ahead.
The
Take your-
12-seeded course, as I stare
it's
at
in
this and I can
Finland.
feel sweat trickling down my back,
Uh-huh.
is Puyo? Koiopio, Finland?
Is there a
We
way
need-
that we could look it up to see how that is actually pronounced?
Puijo. Puyo? Puijo? Puijo. It's Puijo.
Puijo.
We don't have to look it up. It's Puijo.
Puopio.
Puijo Kiopio. Sorry to our 12 Finland listeners.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to offend. It is in Finland. It has a population of 122,000 people. 18 holes. They use disc catcher main layout, Prodigy targets, turf tees, one smart layout, and we're not calculating the drive. This is a 12-hour flight to get there. Other things to do in Puijo is you can visit the Puijo Observation Tower. It's a 246-foot tall with a revolving restaurant.
Ooh.
So you can get motion sickness as you eat at Puijo. And the Market City Hall where you can eat, drink, and buy unique items. Unique items.
Unique.
Oh, here we go.
Puyo.
Puyo.
Oh, I was close.
You
Puyo.
were right the first time. Yeah.
Puyo Kiopio. So as stated earlier, that is 12 seated.
All right,
Here's your photos.
We got some pics to look at. Yep.
Very tall pines.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh,
All right. I mean, it
This-
looks like a springtime, obviously.
That
I would
looks
This looks
imagine.
like Midsummer.
That's what I was gonna say,
Summer's Dream, huh?
dude. That
Okay.
movie.
But that's
Whew.
hey, there's the observation deck.
This is the observation tower.
whoa. That's cool.
So you can
Yeah, that is cool.
In case you are wondering, listeners, we are
Here.
looking at all the photos that are on the uDisc pages for these courses.
Mhm.
So you can look at them too.
you have to look at these photos real quick. There's the tower.
Oh, viewing tower.
Oh.
However,
Could you imagine in
Yeah.
winter?
if you
Look
went
at
in
that.
winter, you
Oh, you
would
could downhill ski jumping.
probably not be able to play because I believe they pull the baskets.
Oh.
So choose wisely.
I would not go in winter anyway. There's
would
no.
be Come
on!
way I'm
No.
going to Finland in the winter.
No,
Finland in winter?
Nah.
No, thank you. I'd rather be in Columbia, Missouri at 5th seeded Harmony Bends. Population 127,000. 18 holes, disc catcher targets, concrete tees. John Hauk designed.
Hey, wait, that looks like hole 4 at Delwood.
It does.
It is
That
a.
does look like Hole 4 Delwood. Whoa.
Right?
It's only a 5
Weird.
hour and 45-minute drive from Delwood.
Correct.
They have red, white, and blue and gold tees.
Mm-hmm.
Features big hills, wide meandering creeks, and lots of tall trees.
It also features a lot of flooding.
It looks a lot like Delwood.
Everything needed to accommodate a world-class destination course. Interesting creek crossings and ways to traverse the terrain were incorporated into the course design. Other things to do in Colombia: you can see wildlife at Three Creeks Conservation Area, which covers 1,500 acres of rugged terrain filled with caves, green spaces, sinkholes, woods, or you can visit the Museum of Anthropology.
Ooh.
Sinkhole de Mayo?
Sinkhole de Mayo. So with that being said,
Huh.
Alex, it is over to you to start us off between Puyo and Harmony Bends.
Puyo Kyopio.
Kyopio.
It's like,
Kuopio.
Kyopio is like a little kid.
this is close to. What did
That's
you
like a
say your name?
Murakami
Popo-
film.
Popo
Popo
Gijo.
Gijo. Yeah. Yeah, you're going up.
Popo Gijo.
Harmony Bends or Popo Gijo? Which one are you choosing?
I'm so torn on this. Since I already picked a 12-hour flight option, I'm not going to do that again. Because honestly, as much as I would love to go to these places, being on a plane for more than 3 hours for me is a nightmare. I love that I can get to Harmony Bends. Like, that's like a weekend getaway.
Sure.
Love that. I'd love to go check out the caves. And I'd love that it wouldn't break the bank. I think if I'm going to go to like the Netherlands, I would be choosing Krokkel. So Harmony Bends.
Harmony
Final
Bends it
answer.
is. Moving on to you. Ryan, what are you thinking?
I am torn because I would automatically say Harmony Bends, except for all of the flooding issues that it tends to have, and
Which I hear about every time I talk about it.
and we see on even on coverage
Yeah.
where they have to change OB lines because of severe flooding. I
Is
mean,
that bad, huh?
it's not just like a spring or like a specific time of year. It's a, oh no, there was rain yesterday, you're boned, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of it isn't that way, but even if one or two holes of a course, a destination course that you're going to, that you're looking forward to is closed, that is a huge
I mean, imagine if
turnoff.
you have a long weekend planned for that and it rains Friday on the way down. Like,
Right.
Right. And now your weekend
And
Un-
then
is
you're like,
unplayable,
oh.
right?
galoshes. Yeah.
So the Harmony Bends course just looks like $1 million damn dollars otherwise. I think I'm still going to say Harmony Bends, but it better be dry when I go there.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish I would have known that because that's literally a game-changing piece of information.
The flooding?
Yeah, like if you make the trip and you're
Yeah.
Delhi would have to see like 3 or 4 inches of rain to get like that.
Solid. Yeah, overnight. Yeah.
Mhm.
I know they're like hole 1 where they tee off. There's like a little creek.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a drainage ditch normally, but as soon as it rains, it's a nightmare.
Yeah. Also, I believe tournaments have been scheduled there and canceled
Absolutely, they have.
due to
Yep.
course conditions.
Yeah. Multi-course tournaments, they've just switched and not played that course at all because of the flooding.
And you have both picked that?
I picked it, yeah. Anyway, because it's
I was
close
hoping
enough
that-
where
I
we
was
could go.
hoping there was going to be a tiebreaker because
Well, we
my-
haven't
my-
we haven't finalized yet. So, do you want to change yours? You said you were given a key piece of information with regards to the
After the
flooding. Does
fact.
that change your
that does
your
change
answer?
my answer to be honest.
So
because
here's
the-
I'm going to change your answer again.
okay.
How far is Pujol from
From Mats?
From Krokol.
Oh, wow.
Finland and Norway, substantial.
Hours or
I bet
driving?
it's a couple hour flight.
I'm looking to the DMs here to let us know.
Oh, hang on.
Puyo. Puhol.
Puho to Krokol.
Puyo.
When I say Pipiopi, does that register with anybody?
I know that I've heard it before.
It's from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yes.
When he's naming him because he's leaving behind his mainland identity.
Yeah.
He's like, your name's not Peter anymore. I'm going to give you a new name. Piopi.
Piopi, looks like you got a little pain behind those eyes.
Yeah.
It is a 21-hour drive.
That's
If you're going to
substantial.
one, it's going to be very difficult to hit both because 21-hour drive is like almost
Yeah.
2 days worth of
Yeah.
If you make the trip, the thing is, you spend so much time getting excited for a trip that's like over half the reason to plan a vacation is just to be excited about it and the build up to it.
Yep.
If the trip was ruined by the course being unplayable, it would be devastating. I think if I made my way to Norway and the course, for whatever reason, was unplayable, I'd still just love to be in Norway. So
as opposed to Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah.
Going,
You would just go home.
okay, I guess we're going to Burger King.
Yep.
Yeah, right. The cool thing about Missouri, though, is I have the same BMI as everybody in Missouri, which is great. I love going south because I fit in so much better. But yeah, I'm going to change my answer.
Interesting.
PPOP. Final
All right.
answer.
That means, Sean, it is up to you to break this tie.
Oh, shit. I mean, that viewing tower, though. I don't know, guys. What kind of tees?
Turf. That is correct. Yeah.
Turf
12 seated.
tees. But look
It's a
at
disc golf
those.
park design.
You could probably go visit Matt's while you were there, too.
I bet you could. Alex, we're going. We're going to POP.
Just be careful with this because if one of these Norway, Netherlands courses wins,
Start saving up.
that's totally
I'm
doable
going
right
Finland.
now.
I'm going Finland. Every time, like, there's a reason why I haven't been there, and it's only 5 hours from us. We go and play disc golf courses. We've been to Flip City.
We do.
We go up to Wisconsin. If we weren't so in
Wisconsin.
love with, shut up, Sheila. If we weren't so in love with Sandy Point, I bet we would travel more and hit other
Sure.
places.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
We haven't been there yet because we have had some bad reviews. I'm going to pick Finland. I'm going Finland.
Wow.
Puho.
An upset.
Totally. That means.
And also, we have a other Midwest course advancing in the bracket above it.
Yep.
That's true.
So I don't know.
All right.
That's right. So that means
Pujols wins.
in the Western Division, the final four, we're going to see Krokol go up against the Diavolo, and we're going to see Wildcat Bluff go up against Puyo. All right. So that means the next time we visit this, which I believe will be in 2 episodes, we will hit the Eastern Division, where we will see maybe a local course pop up.
I
So
cannot
keep that
wait
in
for you to
mind.
pronounce
Maybe.
some of those
Maybe.
Finnish names.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That's
over
what I
there.
am looking forward to most.
Puyo is nothing compared to the other side. So
Yeah.
we'll get to this, and then in a future episode, we will take it down to a winning hole, and then we'll do a fundraiser tournament for us to fly there, because I have a feeling there's going to be some travel involved for us to visit one of these places. We'll see.
Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What if it's Wildcat? We can just camp for pretty cheap. Let's
Yeah.
go.
That's what I'm going to push for. That's a good place to stop for destination penetration for now. We'll pick this up at a future episode. We got something, very cool happening on the next episode. It's the return of
Delwood and Dragons.
I gotta be ready for that. By the way, before I take us out, I want to tell you guys I found the video from Wildcat, and while I was scrolling around that time frame, apparently I'd been at my parents' house and was given some old things that they had in a photo box. So I also, right next to that video, have a photo of my certificate of achievement from graduating the DARE program.
Nice.
Well done.
Nice
Well, that
work,
worked.
DARE.
Yeah.
I also have a first place in the checkers tournament championship from Troy Middle School.
Well done.
I can't believe my parents kept this. In my econ class in high school, I won the Wall Street Wizards Young Investors Award because me and my teammates, the Was-Ups, had the best portfolio. And in 3rd grade, I was the Good Citizen of the Month at JJ
Aw.
Plebeck grade school.
Good job.
Stumbled across just proof of me being great
Love it.
for many, many years.
What a guy.
And with that,
And so
listeners,
humble. So humble.
So humble.
somebody needs to make me a humility certificate. Please.
So you can show it to everyone?
All right. Yeah.
Please.
So you can show the world how great
There
you
needs
are.
to be.
You got your
I'll
certificate.
run a
Yep, got
boosted
it.
ad on social media.
Yeah.
promote
Fair
that.
enough.
But this is great. Great work to you guys again. A+ on producing.
Yeah, this is cool as hell.
Super fun episode.
A lot of fun.
Thank you, listeners. As always, we appreciate you guys hanging out. And make sure you like and subscribe and share and do all the things you can to help this show reach more listeners. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, keep it on the fairway.
See ya.
Later, y'all.
Peace be with you.
Adios.
Unstable Discourse is produced by Sheila Callahan. Edited by Ryan Fancher. Beats provided by Alex Seminary. And produced in association with Unstable Disc Golf Gear. Look good, feel good, play good.
Unstable Discourse is a Top Secret Studios production, baby.
Kyopio is like a little kid word. Kyopio.